really hear the intro music. Like, it wasn't really, it didn't hype me up like it was supposed to, but it's all good. Like, we in there though. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all straight? Y'all in there? Like, swim? What? Where? We in there, yo. That was the first thing I thought of. We will. All right, let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of One Billion Brave. How y'all doing? Y'all good? I mean, like, it's crazy. We're on episode 12 in this thing. Child. We're on episode 12. Like, that's wow. In living color. All right, so let's get into the house rules. No profanity. Mm-mm. We don't do that on this show. Like, no. It's so many words. Like, it's way too many words in a dictionary. We about to use all of them. Also, no bashing of race, religion, gender, politics, or sexual preferences. We don't do that either. I mean, come on, y'all. Like, uh-uh. We all family. Like, all y'all invited to the barbecue and tell them I sent you. Who gonna check for me? Who? Oh, because I thought who? Oh, that's crazy. Because I thought you said somebody. No, ain't nobody gonna check for me. And that's on period. This show is called One Being Brave because it represents the 1 billion people of the world that have a disability and or medical condition. Old heads. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. Newcomers, catch on very quick. Get you one of us in your circle. Don't get you me though. Why do I feel like my this side of the sweater? Of the what, girl? The sweater. There we go. Don't get you one of us in your circle. Don't get you one of me though, but get you one of us. Because I'm telling you, we're top tier. Like the tiers right here. We raise the bar every single time. Like, wow, 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 wow. It's crazy to me. I mean, we just keep raising the bar. It's just, can we keep up with our own selves at this point? I don't know. But we have to. Because we just that dope. Like, yes. Ah. All right, next house rule. This show, are y'all ready for it? Because this is one of the most important rules. Like, hey mom, love you. This show is one of the this one right here. One of the most important rules. Y'all ready for it? We talk about Jesus Christ on this show. I can't speak for no other shows. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But this show over here, what? Say it with me. JC is the way to be. Jesus Christ is what? Better than white rice. Nobody does it better. I mean, the guy he's amazing. I don't even have words to describe of how dope he is. Like, and he just never ceases to amaze me. This whole week, last week, my whole life, I should be like, God, you just be doing your big one every single time. Like, you always be doing your big one. You don't even know how to do nothing less but big. That's crazy to me. You ain't never had a bad day? Wow. Psh, that's the one I want to be around. He ain't never had a he ain't never take no L. You mean to tell me he ain't never take no L and I got full access to him? Child. Sign me up on a Christian Jubilee. Write my name on the board. Okay. Also, this show is called 1 Billion Brave. I said that. This show is one of the very few shows that has a hostess with a disability that interviews guests with disabilities and or medical conditions. I need you. Yeah, because it's coming. You guys know it's coming. And here it is. Lady O, Tyler Perry, and Mother Ava DuVernay. I'm sprinkling my best on all three of y'all. I'm sprinkling my presence because I just feel like y'all need it. I mean, your life is good, but Once y'all see me, once y'all meet me, once y'all talk to me, it's gonna be even. And here he is. I'm not sure why you put that in all caps with all these exclamation points, but everyone, here goes my dad popping in. Hey there, pal. Hey there. People used to do this. Why don't people do that no more? Hey there, pal. That's so silly. Okay, yeah. Lady O, Tyler Perry, Mother Ava DuVernay. You guys' life is like it's good now. It's good. Like y'all living pretty kosher. But once you guys meet me, excel. A whole nother level. A whole the sky is not the limit. We ain't got no limits over here. Lady O, I'm coming to the house first. We got tea and crumpets. What we talking about? After you, thank you for your time. Watch my step. And then Tyler Perry, I'm gonna see you too. One time for the one time. After Mr. Pear, thank you for your time. Got a couple of scripts to write. Got a couple of movies to write. You know, little keep a pen to the paper, or keep a finger to the iPad. I don't know. Whatever your flavor is, you do you, big ball. After that, it's gonna be time to get our locks done. Even though I just got my locks done today. Shout out to Donita, cause she always been keeping me right. You feel me? Shout out to Lockefeller. Shout out to Donita, cause she be keeping my hair. Like I got hair. Thank you. And that's on period. Me and Mother Ava DuVernay, we're gonna hop on over to get our locks done. It makes sense in my head. And when it happens in real time, thinking not strange because I said it here live. Don't even be shocked. Don't be like, yeah, well, she did say it. I did. And when it happens, just be like, dang, she spoke that thing. Into what existence? I mean, it just is what it is. All right, so as you guys know, this season we're starting something new. We are representing and paying homage to all the ones that all the cancer awareness ribbons. There are more than one. Breast cancer awareness is not the only ribbon there is. It's really not. And we have started a new month. It is April Fool's, but we're not about to be a fool in April. Huh? It's April Fool's, but we're not about to be no fool in April now. Not over here. Gabe, could you please tell us who and what and where and why? Who are we representing? What ribbon are we representing for the dang Gabe? Gabe, you were so ready. Golly. You didn't give me time to breathe. This month is Autism Awareness Month. I love this it's not even a ribbon. Like I love this emblem. I love what they symbolize. It is all these different puzzles that are connected together to create a heart. I get it. I get it for sure, Gabe. I'm with you. I love these colors. I love what this represents because all the puzzle pieces are different, the colors are different, but yet they come together and they form a perfect heart. Hi, Mom Sonia, love you. This and it's rainbow. All the colors, everybody invited, everybody included, because we are one. Thank you to those that have autism or to those that are caregivers to someone that is autistic, whatever spectrum you're on. We love you over here. I've had a lot of autistic parents. I've had a lot of autism autism caregivers. I've had a lot of people of that is of the autism spectrum over here, and over here we love you and we appreciate you because you guys are very smart. I don't care what nobody say. You guys are like low-key brilliant. The creativity is beyond me. And I commend y'all. All right, so real quick. Um, let me testify why I got a chance because my God be doing his big one, like I said, and I said it for a reason. Um, so on Sunday, PK, my pastor slash my dad, said something very powerful, and it like stuck with me. Like, man, he said that when you get attacked, when the enemy attacks you most, is when you're about to elevate to another level because he's trying to stop you from because he knows something major is coming, right? So he's trying to stop you from it. He's trying to deter you. He's trying to get your mind like all discombobulated. And I'm like, yo, I get it now. And I'm very grateful because I told y'all all the stuff that that I was dealing with my with my all everything. My knees, my ankles, my foots, all the allergies, the doctor's appointments, the emergency not surgery, the emergencies, the all that, hospital stays, all that. And the crazy thing is, literally, like a few days later, after I came out of that, every day since then, that was 2 weeks ago, every day since then, God has been blessing me with favor. God has been blessing me with so many things, like every single day. I know you guys have seen me post it. If you guys are my friends, you guys have seen me post it on my social media. Don't get tired of me. It's my season. Don't get sick of me. I'm going to brag on God because he brag on me. Bars! Wow. That was so good, Domo. Don't get sick of me. I'm going to brag on God because he brag on me. Come on. Golly. So I just want to encourage those that are out there that are dealing with a lot. You guys, you're in a season right now that you just like, who? Okay now. What we, it's a lot. It's looking a little too much now. What's happening? You're so close to your breaking point. Like, do not tap out. I'm telling you, do not tap out because there is a bigger blessing on the other side. And when you come out, you be like, dang, I get it. I really get it. So when y'all see Hank or Devin Love You, so listen, and celebrate me in my season. Celebrate me in my season. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm not stopping. And I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to keep on promoting because God has blessed me. Because there was a time right before this where I was down and out. I am privileged to be in this season right now. Child, y'all don't even understand. And for that, I'm grateful. So celebrate me in this season. And I'm going to celebrate you in yours. And I'm still gonna rock with you in your season of uncomfort too. We rocking. We rock over here. We locked in. If we locked in, ain't no switching. What? All right. So my next guest, I am very grateful that he is a guest on my show. Is gracing the stage because he commented what few weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, on another gentleman's interview, and he was like so invested, and I appreciate those that are really like invested. And he was just so like grateful for just him being the guest, being on the show, relatable. And I was like, yo, how'd you find me? First of all, let's just start there. I don't even know how you found me, but I'm grateful. And look, I didn't even know that he deals with things as well, his own personal journey. And I'm so glad, like, I want y'all know, for those of you that know, I don't know my guests' stories ahead of time. So we're here live and in living color. And I'm very grateful. And first of all, his hat is too fly. Okay, because if you don't come with it, you're gonna come with it. And I feel like listen, after the show is over, I need to know where you got it from because I need to get my order. Please. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. All right, Kevin. Grace the stage, please. Come on. Please. Yo,
Hey, how's it going?
how are you?
I'm good. Thank God. Loved your intro and everything. That really, everything you said hit home in a big way.
I love that. That's what it's all about. Relatable. We in there. Okay, it's all God. All right. So first of all, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for gracing the stage. I'm really excited to hear your journey, and to hear your story. All right. So for the people in the back, can you tell us where you're from and the name of your disability or medical condition?
So I'm from a town in West Texas known as Lubbock, Texas. A lot of times you hear it pronounced Lubbock, but it's Lubbock. And my disease is called idiopathic pulmonary arterial hypertension.
That's like 7 names.
That's a lot.
Uh,
It's a,
that is okay. You gotta break that down. Idiopathic pulmonary something something something
so
something.
idiopathic means they don't know why I have it. They don't know how it developed. It's unknown. Um, Pulmonary hypertension, specifically pulmonary arterial hypertension, means there's high blood pressure in the arteries of my lungs, which causes chronic heart failure in the right ventricle of my heart. So the difference is where normally heart failure, your heart swells outward. With this disease, your heart swells inward until it closes off. You go into AFib and have a heart attack. Um, and with that type of situation, it's your heart trying to outpace your lungs that causes that. So your lungs keep up, your
Oh
heart tries to match it, and your heart gives out.
man. Okay, wow, that's very interesting. This is going to be an interesting topic and interesting information because I've never even heard of this. Okay, so how did you let's start from the beginning. How did you even find out about what your condition was?
Okay. Um, I was attending a community college, and this is pre-COVID. Um, and within the first of that year of 2020, I randomly gained like 144 pounds of weight within a month.
Oh,
And I knew something was wrong. I was like, number one, I was real health conscious before all this.
yeah.
And I knew something was wrong, and I went doctor to doctor, and with same thing. You just got to watch what you eat. You're morbidly obese. This is all your fault. Okay. Well, I kept getting really sick, like I had the flu. I was pale. My lips were turning blue. Went to the doctor 6 more times. Every one of them tested me for strep, flu, COVID, all negative. They were convinced that I had what do you call it? A false negative, whichever one means that it was negative, but it was positive.
Right.
And they thought it was strep, and then they thought it was asthma. And then there was by the grace of God, there was a doctor that heard my pleas from the clinic room right across from where I was. And she was like, there's no way he's come in here 6 times and this is still happening. She ran an EKG. She runs that EKG and she says, Mr. Allen, you have all the signs of someone who's fixing to have a major heart attack, and it's most likely going to be fatal. You need to get into a cardiologist ASAP. So we start going through that and we go through the paperwork. I pass out 169 times prior to that. I counted every one. I was hiding in the bathrooms at South Plains College here in Lubbock, Texas, and in Levelland, Texas, tutoring students because I didn't want to get sent home, but I didn't know what was wrong with me. And doctors are like, hey, you're probably going to have a heart attack and it's probably going to kill you. I was scared out of my mind. And doctors wouldn't listen to me either. They weren't believing what they were being told from me, number one, the patient, and I know my body, but they also weren't agreeing with the other doctors. COVID happens, everything shuts down. And man, I was in and out of it, passing out. And I woke up one morning, and my neighbor, she worked at a hospital. She was an RN. Um, she says, Kevin, you have all the signs of someone that's in heart failure. All this weight you've gained, the color of your lips, the way you can't breathe, and you're passing out. You're in heart failure. You need to go to the hospital right now.
Oh.
I wanted to go to bed. I was going to go back to bed. I was like, I need to go. And I don't know how to explain this, but God spoke to me in a way that my body and my conscious, I knew I had to go to the hospital. And it was an overpowering, I'm telling you to go. You need to go.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I called her and I said, "Okay, hey, if you'll get me to the hospital, I'll go." I got to not even the front door. We pulled up to like there's an awning that you drive under, and I started coughing and blacked out. Woke up in a yellow hospital gown in the ER. I didn't know what was going on. And I talked for a little bit, not long, and I kept having these spells of, and then I'd pass out.
Oh gosh.
And so syncope, but it was my heart. We found out it kept going into AFib. So at some point, I coughed again, and when I did, I was paralyzed like that for the next 16 hours or something. And I say I'm paralyzed. There's two weird things that happen, but I'll get there. And so I'm stuck there. Doctors thought I was faking. They wouldn't listen to me. And like, they're taking my pants off and everything and thinking I'm faking because my eyes are open, my mouth's wide open. They're like, he's got to be faking. They're hooking me up to stuff. Okay, something's really wrong because he's stuck this way and everything on his readings is off the charts. And they finally realized they didn't know what to do. Mind you, when I went to the cardiologist just a few weeks before this, they sent me back home and said, we're going to order you a monitor for your heart. It'll be there in about a month, 3 weeks, month. And 24 hours later, this is happening.
Dang.
Um, and so we start going through stuff. I'm getting sent room to room. Doctors are cutting into me and shoving tubes up me and going up the muscles and the arteries in my groin and up my thighs and arms. And before it's said and done, I have 13 different tubes sticking out of me, including in my neck. And this guy, right before that, I'm in a room and for whatever reason, I was able to catch a breath. And for a second, I could speak, and the doctors still weren't listening. And I grabbed this nurse and I said, "Don't let me die." And I meant to tell her, "Hey, they're not listening," but I got stuck again. They send me off into the intensive care part of the ER. And so I'm in ICU, and they couldn't figure out what was going on. They had a line of 20 or 30 different doctors, RNs, nurses, you name it, handing each other stuff. It's COVID. It's COVID. It's got to be COVID. No, it's not
Mhm.
COVID. He must have been doing cocaine or crystal meth or heroin. This is drug related. No, no, it's not. Everything's coming out negative. They called in the head cardiologist of the hospital, and she's racking her brain, and she was like, "This is going to hurt. This is I don't remember the procedure, but from my groin, she went right into my heart and started taking some measures. And she's telling them to get the defibrillators, and she starts making phone calls on her cell phone. And this man walks in, this tall cowboy in a doctor coat, and he starts telling me, "Hey, my name is Dr. Victor Test." He goes, "You're very brave for being here." And right as he walked away, and I never could move during this, I don't even remember how I did it, but he says that he went to walk away, and when he did, he said, I got pulled down and I was face to face with you, and you said, help me, please, before you blacked out again. And he said he started going to work. He was kicking nurses and people out of the room. He had people coming in. They already had brought my family and a pastor in. My sister drove down from Brownsville, Texas, right outside Mexico, just to be here. That's an 8-hour drive. She got here in like 4 or 5 hours.
Damn.
Um, and they get to a point, they're losing me. And it was the weirdest thing. I ended up having an out of body experience at this point. And I remember they're fixing to hit me with the defibrillators. Dr. Jenkins, the head cardiologist who had called in Dr. Test, who is world renowned pulmonary hypertension specialist, uh, and the chief of pulmonary and critical care at UMC Hospital and Texas Tech Physicians. Um, he's telling my parents and family we're fixing to lose him.
Oh my God.
And they were, and I'm not kidding, they were literally about that width. So an inch or less. I could feel the defibrillator. I could feel the static on my chest. And I was thinking, please don't let me come out of this just to get hit or get hit at the wrong time. And all of a sudden, Dr. Test starts running this tube of medicine into me. And right as they're fixing to hit me, he tells them to stop. My heart flatlines and picks back up. And had they hit me, it would have reversed it.
Oh my God.
And everybody in that room was freaking out, clapping, applauding. Everyone's asking, what happened? What happened? What did you do? I gave him a medication called epiprostenol because he had all the signs. Well, why would you take that risk? What did we have to lose? He was fixing to die. He was less than a second away from dying. This was all or nothing. Either he had this or he didn't. And if he didn't have it, it's not COVID, it's not XYZ. He was going to die. There was nothing we had to do but try this rare drug on him to see if it would keep him alive. And sure enough, I'm in the hospital after that, and he's telling me and talking to me, telling me I'm not going to leave you. I promise I'm going to be right here by you through this whole process. I'm not going to leave you alone. And I go in to spend a month in the hospital, paralyzed, neck down. I was on dialysis for 2 weeks. And, he tells me, he lets me know, he says, you've got a very rare, especially in men, a very rare and complex disease, and all the medications for it, they're great for what they do, but they have horribly debilitating side effects. And I'm going to be here with you through it, but your life is going to change from here on out. You probably won't be able to work, but whatever you want to accomplish, let me know, and we're going to make sure you achieve your dreams while you've got this disease. And that month in the hospital, I lost all my friends when I was in the hospital. I had decided prior to turn my life around, not going to school as a kid. My parents took me out because I was real sick. And then eventually I got in with a bad crowd. And I got sober. Jesus turned my life around. And right as I got into college, I lose all my friends. Now I'm losing my life. Nobody was there. And so I got a lot of one-on-one time with Dr. Tess just in the hospital. And we quickly found out we were a lot alike, with me even on dialysis. And so for about 2 weeks, I'm paralyzed, waist down. Doctors, they're having to feed me, and my mom was also there feeding me with a spoon and with a tube. And honestly, they didn't know if I was going to live the next hour, the next 2 hours. Now it's 4, now it's 8. Okay, it's a day, and it just kept going. The longer I stayed alive, the more they could extend it, but there was still that threshold. And he lets me know, hey, now that you're on these medicine, this disease, and you have to be on this medicine, we've got to teach you how to fix it and maintain it and prepare it. Um, and during that time, the machines in the hospital start messing up. This is during COVID, so every time they would disconnect and put another one on, it would overdose me, and I would pass out, lose my, I'd become incontinent everywhere, and he was furious because he had become really fond of just sitting in there and talking to me and having one-on-one time. And he was on the floor one day coming down to see me, sees a bunch of nurses running, comes in the room, and there I am in the floor, lines ripped out of my chest, blood everywhere. What happened? Well, he sat up and said he was going to pass out. Did y'all do anything? No. And that was the wrong thing to say because I can remember the cowboy coming out at him after that. And they got me back in the bed, and he shuts the door. And I'm not kidding you. I had a new team of nurses in 24 hours, is what I remember, because I don't remember seeing any of those nurses. Um, and the new team that came in, it was very comforting because it was a lot of students that I had tutored,
Mm.
didn't know how to write, didn't know how to make a paper. They could speak English and understand it, but they would write papers like you and I would text on a phone, and they thought that was how. And because a professor took time with me to teach me, English 1 and 2 and get me up there, I did the same to them. All
Mm.
these nurses kept calling me Dr. Allen. I'm like, I'm not Dr. Allen, but I had so much respect and so much love and so much care. Um, and I was able to talk to them, what do you think kept you alive, God? Because I remember when I was flatlining and I was looking down at myself right when they're fixing to hit me. And all of a sudden they do that. And I went from being across the room in this gray, foggy area till I'm sucked right back in my body.
Wow.
And it was surreal. Um, And so after that, he tells me, you're going to have a heart and double lung transplant at some point in your life. So I've got that to look forward to. And I dedicated my life at that moment, my education, to helping patients in higher education, legislation, healthcare, government, medicine, anything. I dedicated it to patients and helping patients, helping advocate for patients, because I had a lot of near death experiences in that 1 month at UMC, whether it was from medical error, whether it was from um, error on nurses, because a lot of them, I would tell them this medicine's life sustaining. It can't run out. If it does, I die. I'll be dead in 5 minutes. That's the fact with epiprostenol. They wouldn't listen. They wouldn't listen at all. The doctor gave me his phone number. And he was like, if you need something, you text me or you call me immediately. And I would, and I did.
Yeah.
um, and they bring in all this medicine, and the doctor, the RN at the time, RN, he used to be a doctor, but at that time he wasn't working as a doctor. Um, he was like, Kevin, this is $100,000 worth of medicine, and it's only going to get more expensive from here. Do you have insurance? No. What do you do? I go to school, and apparently I can't work no more, so I don't know. um, and he has to teach me how to mix the medicines and how to titrate them, and
Gosh.
it was a lot to take in because he's like, make sure you get all the air bubbles out because these lines go into your heart, and you don't want one to go in there and cause something to happen. And they trained me for about 2 weeks during all that, every other day, mixing, had a CAD cassette. They're like, hey, don't let nothing happen to this. They're $8,000. I was like, at what point does this become affordable to live?
Right.
And I think before that was all said and done, because we would titrate, when we would titrate once I'm out of the hospital, right? We started titrating a few months of me being out. And I was very happy to be out because the TV was stuck on something called Tiger King, and I didn't know what I woke up to. And yeah, yeah, I'm dying, and I wake up to Tiger King and get a month of it. I didn't know what had happened. And we titrate all these medicines, and they make you sick, like you're on chemo. You become incontinent, you're dizzy,
Mm.
you're spinning, you're getting hot flashes, you're pouring sweat. I developed an allergic reaction to chlorhexidine, so alcohol, latex, adhesives. I was
God.
getting third degree burns. I mean, I was in and out of the hospital. My body starts rejecting medical lines and pushing all these lines coming out of my body. And before it's all said and done, we titrate enough up to, I think I calculated it last time right at $600,000 worth of medicine a month. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. Who can afford that? And the sad reality is, there, say, you're not disabled, or maybe you are, I don't know, it wouldn't matter. If you've got this, you're disabled. But if you're
Right.
this sick, and you can get insurance, what I encountered, even after going to court, was, I have this condition, I need insurance. Okay, how much is all your stuff? Oh, wow, that's a lot. We're going to get you a plan. What do you have? Disability, 1250 or whatever it is a month, in Texas. And they're like, okay, well, the only plan that works for you is like $5,000 a month. Which one would you like? I'm gonna be upside down over one payment, owing you money, and then never get sent my medicine. Okay.
That part right there.
And people don't understand these things. Regardless of what you believe, what you advocate for, what you live for, what you work in, these are real issues, and it's
Yeah.
it's a problem in the US. We
Yeah.
do have healthcare, we have insurance, we have all these plans. Pharmaceutical companies have to go out of their way to put you in medical studies a lot of times to get patients these medications, because the reality is, the insurance to cover these medications costs more than what people get if they're on disability a month, costs more than what they make in a month. And then if they do decide to pursue, hey, I want it, they're upside down and get the medicine pulled out from under them. And if that happens to someone like me or someone else with this disease, you're dead.
Right.
And it's scary. And eventually it got to a point to where I had professors that wouldn't work with me at one school, and that
Mm.
happens again later. But the first time I encountered it, we were getting really tired of it. I went from the hospital straight there to go test, blood everywhere, tubes coming out. I was completely red from chemical burns, and the medicine
God.
also turned you red. So I was like tomato red. And he was like, oh, I was like, you're the one that won't listen. Give me the paper, and I'm going back to the hospital. I
Yeah.
took my test, left, went right back. After that, he was like, hey, just schedule it and let me know. And I was like, it shouldn't have been that hard. You
Hmm.
know, disability, in my opinion, and patient access always will and always should be automatic. Um, and people don't get it because they don't live that norm. It's hard to comprehend what you don't experience, and
Right.
it's even harder to comprehend what you can't see. I look
Right.
healthy.
Yeah.
I'm a cowboy from West Texas going to school, trying to help people to become a doctor that specializes in my disease.
Mm.
Um, but a lot of people think I'm healthy. They think I'm great. They don't know that Dr. Test had, let alone that I have this disease, put me on another medication because my body rejected medical lines. It's called treprostinil or Remodulin. That medicine, um, I'm going to call it subcutaneous, and I don't have one on me, but this is a D20 dice.
Hmm.
Essentially, you would take one of these, stick yourself with a needle that comes out, push it down, and you have a line stuck to your skin that you put in and attaches to your medical pump. And this medicine thankfully comes pre-mixed. However, there's a certain week, I'm not going to say the name of it. Um, it's just been given the nickname because of how painful it is. And I've run into trouble with it where I attend the university I go to when I've become real sick on my meds and disease. And the time it just takes to get all these specialty medicines. I'm on the phone sometimes up to 8 to 10 hours a week, and it's ridiculous.
Wow.
Um, it hurt so bad that in 2024, Dr. Test appointed me as faculty in industry education, sponsored by Chest. Um, and they had a bunch of people speak on stage. I was in school and not feeling good, so they had me do it like this, as we are now.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman before me, she said, "What you people don't understand is this medicine is so expensive. They have to prescribe us topical ketamine to cancel the nerve sensors out as we go around our body where the side is all the way down or around to where your spine is, hitting all the nerves. That way you cut off the sensors technically for a
Mm-hmm.
little bit." Um, and this was her speaking as a woman and as a mother. She said, "I have had 3 C-sections, and this medication hurts worse than that. But it feels just like you were having one without an epidural." And I was like, wow, I knew I was hurting, but I didn't know I was experiencing that. I was
Right.
aware I couldn't get out of bed, I couldn't move. I was aware that I had reached points of pain to where I was like, God, if this is the rest of my life, don't let me wake back up. Take the pain away.
Ooh.
And you talking about passing out from pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people don't understand that. I walk with a cane sometimes, not always, but I walk with a cane because I'm in so much pain I'm about to fall down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and now, a lot has changed since then. I'm still very sick. They've come out with a new medication called Cetathercept under the name Winrevair.
Mm-hmm.
You inject it every 3 weeks, so I'm still on all my medicine. We've had to add a lot of medicines, and I helped push for some legislation to make that medication more accessible to patients in the U.S. Um, but even that medicine, I've had some pretty bad side effects. Waking up pouring blood out of my nose. I thought maybe I drooled in my sleep, or did I spill my drink? What is this? It's all wet. Whatever. I'm gonna go in the bathroom, and I look in the mirror and nearly have a heart attack because there's blood everywhere. I mean, and it looks like somebody just took a cup of water
Yeah.
and dumped
Just.
it on me. It's terrible.
Whew.
Uh, so yeah, these medicines, they're great. They have terrible side effects. And for me, disability wise, I can't walk far. I don't have a great lung capacity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm susceptible to heart palpitations, and for those
Mm-hmm.
that have them, they know that takes a lot out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you also get what I call a medically induced flu. That is one of the medicines that's keeping me alive that works with all the medicines they put me on, because they put you on various ones and they interact together, and they've found a really good balance for me
Mm-hmm.
finally. Um, its reactions literally cause you to have the symptoms and side effects of the flu, from nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, the spitting, the headache, you name it. And I have to tell professors and students, they're like, you shouldn't be coming to class this sick. It's not the flu, it's my medicine.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you I'm not sick. I'll know when I'm really getting sick, because
Right.
for me to get sick, somebody gets strep, their throat hurts. I feel like someone's jamming a fork in the back of my throat. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Mm-hmm.
when I feel like I'm about to hit the ground, something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But thank God that I'm here. I knew He kept me here for a reason, and I tell people, and I've said all this, but I say all that to say this: I believe in my heart of hearts, regardless of the discrimination I have faced from, uh, administrative presidents and higher education, from people of all walks of life with my disease that think I'm not as sick as I am. I believe God gave me this disease as a blessing to help people. Because as you can tell, I am cognitively alert, I am aware, I can articulate, and I'm going to use it to help a lot of people in this world before it takes me out. And so a lot of people are like, "Have you read Job?" Yes, I've read Job, and believe me, I've been there
That
in
part.
different ways. But I believe they're like, "You need to pray this disease away." No, it'll go away when it goes away. This is a blessing for me to use to help people, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm going to do.
Yeah. I totally agree. First off, I just want to say thank you for sharing your journey, sharing your story because I mean, wow, like I'm looking at you like what? Like how are you still even just how are you still alert? I mean, you just man, I definitely appreciate that. But I also agree with you when it's so funny that you said about Job and people telling you that you need to pray the pain away, pray the disease away. Because I was just on a panel yesterday and I literally said that. Like sometimes people want us to pray be healed because God can and he can. Nevertheless, he's also used us as a living testimony for other people. I say this all the time. What we're going through is not about us. It's literally for somebody else. It's not this is a selfless. First of all, this is not even our body. Let's just
Right.
start there. This all this belongs to God. We renting it for a little bit. But I think that the beautiful thing about just people that have disabilities, people that have medical conditions, God gave it to us because he knows how we can handle it. He knows the way that we can handle it. He knows that everybody, me, if I was in your shoes, if I was going through half the stuff you're going through, I wouldn't be able to deal with it. But God gave you the strength to deal with it. And I think that right there is a testament for you of how strong you really are. Despite of how people think how weak you are, no, the strength is there.
I
And I love that you give God his credit. I love that.
I've put God first in everything I have done.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a student at Texas Tech University, and I've caught a lot of backlash for speaking out. And I've had a lot of city leaders, tell me, "Hey, you need to watch your back. You need to be careful. There's some powerful people that you may have name dropped." And I've told them, I was like, I look at it like this, I took Senator at Large at Texas Tech after a real funny controversy with student elections, the student
Mhm.
body. I was going to events, campaigning as you do. I put programs in East Lubbock, and I did all this stuff. People didn't know how sick I was. Um, and when I won, or not even won, because I didn't win, I got appointed after because the
Mhm.
student government said, "We want him in here. We've heard his story. We want him in here." Um, I gave thanks to God and a post, and a lot of people were screaming and throwing a fit, and they were like, "You got to leave God out of education, leave all this stuff out, blocking me, giving me hate, unfollowing me." And they warned me, "You may have upset some people." And I said, "Look, I gave thanks to God, and demons started screaming." I was like, "That's
Eh,
exactly what happened." Exactly.
That's all period. That is boy, you better talk. That's all that is so true. Cause demons tremble at the name of Jesus. Like that's just what it is.
I did, and I
They can't stand his name.
and I used his name, and I said, "Thank God and thank my King of Kings, Jesus Christ."
Let's
And
go.
I caught so much hate. Now, mind you, we're in the Bible Belt and here in West
Oh,
Texas
crazy.
at what is supposed to be a conservative university that they've got scripture written all throughout different buildings, and they're not even a Christian university, but they have
Yeah.
that foundation in their forefathers from the university. And, you know, I've had my own issues. There's a cover up that happened against me with the university president and the ADA and all that I've exposed. And, you know, it's the more I tell that story and the more I give thanks to God, even with the stuff I'm doing to help people at a city, state, and federal level. And when I'm giving my reasoning, I'm like, well, if you believe this way, here's my story. If you don't believe in God, this isn't for you. You know, I'm also a fan of Steve Harvey. I don't know why. He has a thing where he tells people, if you don't believe in God, this ain't for you. Um, but it's Habakkuk 2:2. And the Lord answered to me and said, write it plain upon the tablets so that he who reads it, uh, will understand it and it will not tarry. I don't remember the exact wording off the top of my head because
Hmm.
I've got brain fog from all the medicine going into me.
We got you though.
That always stuck with me.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's true. The more I tell this story, the more I advocate for those that want to listen, that are perceptive to it, they get it, they understand
Mhm.
it. It becomes tangible to those that prior to that could not understand it. Um, and again, you know, I know statistically a lot of people with disabilities aren't of my faith. And that's fine. It's not, I'm not hating on them for it. I'm just saying
We
this is
know where
what I
our source
believe.
come from. Right. That's
Yeah,
it.
I'm just like, look, here's my story. Here's what I believe. And at the
Right.
end of the day, I think there needs to be better patient access in the ADA 504 and education codes, and that if healthcare is shifting to structure healthcare around patients, that's the future of education, structuring it around their disabilities, partnering with their medical professionals and diagnostic
Right.
experts to go
Right.
around the unique nature and needs of their disabilities.
Right.
They go
Right.
hand in hand.
Yep.
But that's me.
Yep.
That's what I'm about.
I love that. Man, I love your story. I think your story is very powerful. I'm definitely appreciative that you are advocating for our community because we definitely do need it. And especially in your situation when it comes to you live by your medication. Like you just do, and it's okay, but that needs to be accommodated because that's your livelihood
Yes.
and you didn't ask for it.
No.
So if you're a part of that community, whatever the necessities under that community require, you need that. That's just it. That's all. But I definitely I we friends for life.
That sounds good to me, man.
We friends for life. I like you and I like the way you think and I like the way you talk. Like I yeah, we can talk for a long time. I
I'm gonna send
definitely
you a
appreciate
hat.
it.
It'll probably be this
Pl-
summer. I'm gonna send you a hat.
Please do. Please, because you know I'm aware on my show, like, take. Thank you again, so much, Kevin, for gracing the stage. I definitely appreciate it. Can you tell everyone where to find you?
Yeah, so if you're interested in my work, my name's Kevin Allen on Facebook. I'm real easy to approach. I'm real laid back. You know, my I can be a real nice guy, but the moment, you know, you start mistreating patients, I'll come down. I'll come down. But Instagram, I'm the Lone Star Fighter, so with a PH for my disease, pulmonary hypertension. Um, and then also on Instagram, I founded Beyond Barriers, which is a disability support group and advocacy group for students at Texas Tech University. And
Ooh.
I also have a Facebook group for Lone Star Lungs for patients in West Texas, which is a 600-mile radius around for patients with pulmonary hypertension, where I bring in Johnson and Johnson, Accredo, United Therapeutics, and a host of other pharmaceutical companies and reps to promote patient advocacy, patient education, education to there are doctors that misunderstand what normal pulmonary hypertension and heart hypertension is from the disease. They don't
Mm,
differentiate it. It's not something you just take a few pills for and you're done. It's much more serious than that.
mm.
Um, and Beyond Barriers, we also have a Facebook group you can follow us on. Those are the easiest way. If I'll go ahead and say you can email me at lonestarlung@gmail.com. That's another easy way. So if you ever want me to go on a show, you want to reach out, ask me questions, you want me to help with something, if I can, I will. But I'm in school, so just be mindful that my time is pretty thin.
Right. Thank you. I definitely appreciate it. Gabe, could you put that on? Please. I thank you. Connect with Gabe. Connect with Gabe. Connect with Kevin on IG. Beyond where to go? Okay. Beyond Barriers. Beyond Barriers TTU.
Yes.
Okay, Beyond Barriers TTU at the Lone Star PH Fighter. Oh, okay. That's dope. Play with words. The Lone Star Fighter. That I like that. For your PA for pulmonary. Okay. Get it. I got it. Facebook, Kevin. Oh, wait, is your last name Fighter?
No, that's just Facebook had a thing back in the day when I had it, and for whatever reason, I chose Fighter. I
I
don't,
like it. That's dope. I like the
and
spelling.
then
Kevin
I'm
Allen Fighter. I like that. And then on email, lonestarlung@gmail.com.
we're the Lone Star State, and I'm the Lone Star Lung.
Period. And that's on period. Thank you again so much. Before you go, gotta ask you what the before you go question is. Whoo! If you could have a superpower, but it had to be kind of useless. Kind of useless. Well, that was good, Gabe. That's a good question. Kind of you.
Oh, I could mess some people up with that one.
That was a good one, Gabe. If you could have a superpower, but it was kind of useless, what would it be? Ooh, just one. Just one super.
A useless superpower. It'd be something weird because I want to be a doctor, and it would be like if I think someone is talking down on people, I could immediately snap my fingers and they start coughing up a tonsil stone or something.
Ah,
I mean,
that's so funny. No, let me tell you why it's so funny because mine I was gonna answer too. Mine was if I see somebody like talking mess, you talking too much. I want to like blink and they trip. They trip off.
that's
They
great.
they just trip because you're doing too much. Slow down. You talking too much. We gonna humble you a little bit. That
Yeah,
is so funny. Cough it up. I love that. Kevin, thank you again so much for gracing the stage. I
of course.
appreciate it so much. My I was about to say my mom because I just seen her. Gabe's gonna put you in the back. Don't log off though.
Okay.
I'm gonna end the show and we in there. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
No problem. You're very welcome. I seen some people. Becca, love you. Sarah, I think I seen Sarah. Hey girl. Sharnice, love you girl. I love all y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I definitely appreciate it. I took my guess is top tier. I mean, it just never ceases to amaze me. Wasn't his story was so powerful. Like, Kevin, thank you so much. I mean, you just never know what people are going through. You just really don't. And he just like the strength level. I always say it, my guest, every guest, the tier gets higher and higher. Like I can't even keep up with it. It's just so much. I'm just always so grateful about my guests because I never know what their story is. And it's always something just so powerful. And I love that. All right, church announcements. If you have a disability and or medical condition, or you know someone that has a disability, okay, why is this going down? If or you know someone that has a disability and or medical condition and they want to be a guest on the show, holla at me. I'm the one you should know. Y'all know that was a bar. If they want to be a guest on the show, I'm the one you should know. Domo. You couldn't even keep it in. Like that's crazy. It's just when it's in you, it's in you. So if you know someone or you are that someone that wants to be a guest on the show, holla at me. Here's the disclaimer. Do not hit me up if you have a broken toenail. Do not hit me up if you ran into the wall. Turn on the light. Do not hit me up if you got a paperclip. What that got to do with me? Be careful. We have real life stories over here. People doing real life stuff over here. You feel me? So if you or you know someone that wants to be a guest on the show and has a story that deal with something for real, holla at me. Let me know. All right, church announcement. In next week, next Tuesday, we live and in living color. Like, and you already know my guest about to be dope again. Like, that's crazy. Next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Central Time, and 10 p.m. Eastern. 1 Million Babies live and in living color. Yes. Thank you guys so much for gracing I always say gracing the stage. I mean, y'all kind of did a little bit because y'all commented and y'all viewed, y'all get it. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys. I love all y'all for just seeing what we're talking about over here. I never take it lightly, and I appreciate it so much. Let me tell y'all. Let me tell you what's bothering me before I log off. I got a new iPad, and it's showing the world. Who is golly? I just see everything. Who is just so wide? Gee, it's throwing me off. In so much space. Who? It's just okay. I had to get that off my chest because that was bothering the mess out of me. Like, why is it so big? Golly. All right. I love you. All you guys, don't log off though, because you already know. You already know how we get down with the get down. Don't log off. Next Tuesday we live. I love y'all. Gabe, you already know. I love y'all. Gabe, get me out of here. Get me out. Get me out. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Gabe, that's your cue.